Are YSL Aviator glasses worth it? In this video, we're gonna figure that one out. Hey everybody, I'm Massimo. Welcome back to the only channel on YouTube that covers in-depth videos of cars, fashion, streetwear, the Show Me channel. Today, we're gonna go over these bad boys. YSL Aviator sunglasses, my first YSL review. So before we get into it, be sure to like and share for that YouTube algorithm, as well as subscribe. Any support would just be awesome. Now let's get right into the sunglasses. So first off, we're gonna talk about the unboxing. So these things are kind of interesting. So first time I got a pair of sunglasses that came in like a white cardboard box like this. Kind of feels like, actually no it isn't, my Meta glasses did, but my first like designer pair. But yeah, undoing that flap and I'm getting these bad boys out, and whoo, look at that, man. This is actually a really nice black leather case, man. It feels like a mini purse or something. Wow, and the leather's, whoa, really good leather too. Like, whoo. They did not shy out on the quality for the case. Dang, the stitching is nice too. That's really dope. And we got Saint Laurent right there in the front. Beautiful, beautiful. Undoing that clasp. I think it's, yeah, magnetic. So undoing that clasp. Popping these bad boys out. And do we have any manuals? We do have a little cloth right here for cleaning. Does it say Saint Laurent on it? Nope, they're not that bougie. And then we have a little manual right there. Alrighty, getting these sunglasses out of the bag. Got some more wrapping paper here, really nice. Always freaking struggle removing this stuff. And here they are, YSL Saint Laurent Aviator sunglasses. These things are clean. So some background information, you know, these are kind of like your basic YSL Aviator sunglasses that a lot of people have been buying and wearing recently. These things retail for $270. That's a lot of money. Not much more, and you can get yourself a pair of Meta glasses. So are these things worth it? Well, let's start by talking about the styling. So first off, the lenses are pretty neat. It's kind of have this weird, what is that, like hexagonal shape there, but it's like curved in some ends and everything. It points to the center. And the center's done really nice. You know, I like how they connect all the lenses too. For the framing, it's not that thick around the bezels, you know, but not too thin either. You know, this is actually on the thicker side for aviators. Yeah, but they have this really cool blocky shape, you know. Kind of looks almost out of place because usually it kind of be thin and it'll match the temples. The temples actually look kind of small and they are black, and just judging by just looking at them at first glance, they do seem pretty dark tinted. Get a more look on the inside of these things for the clasp. These things have really nice metal clasp. Once again, on the thicker side for aviators. Closing the temples, they do have really nice and smooth opening and closing. So they are of really good quality. Then we have we don't have rubber nose guards for this. It's actually kind of like clear. Yeah, that's clear nose rest. Curious to see how that will feel like on face, but coming to the temples of the sunglasses, these things have pretty thin sunglasses. They are indeed aviators, so they're pretty thin going across. On the left side, we have Saint Laurent, and on the right side, we have the same thing. On the inside, we have yet another Saint Laurent on the right side, right there, Saint Laurent. And then where they're made from, Paris. They gotta go there. One day, you guys hopefully will get me there, but yep. And then on the other side, we have some serial numbers. Pretty nice, and that's about it. These things are actually pretty darn clean for sunglasses. You know, you really get these for the cool shape in the front. You know, they definitely look really stylish and bold. Like, yeah, these are not your average pair of aviators, just because how weird and like blocky shape it is. But yeah, now I think it's time that I put these sunglasses on my face, and here we go. Yeah, this looks interesting. You know, it doesn't look like 2000s retro. It looks pretty modern. And I'm gonna say it looks kind of like in between modern and retro. I think that's the best way to describe it. Yeah, and they definitely give me like, because they're so blocky and everything, kind of gives me like robotic Terminator vibes. Like I can get a really nice serious face. But yeah, here they are. Here they are. What it look like on the left side of my face, my good side. No, not really. Now to the right side of my face. And yeah, pretty dope pair of sunglasses, guys. And they feel really light, lighter than most sunglasses. Not as light as like the Gucci one I put on, but definitely lighter than like my Meta glasses or the Versace sunglasses. Versace ones are freaking really heavy. I have them right here, so I'm just gonna show you in comparison. So look how like thick and big these sunglasses are, I mean with the bezels and everything, yeah, these things weigh a lot. And then look at these guys. You can definitely tell this is a lot lighter on my face. But I also like it because it's light, but also gives a big appearance. Interesting. I think it's a good in between of like the big old, you know, designer sunglasses like these Versace and the Prada ones, or like small ones like, you know, Gucci or Louis Vuitton aviators. It's like a nice in between. And they're really clean too, man. I mean, you wouldn't know they were really Saint Laurent besides this side right here. But yeah, these things are pretty dope, so I think it's time I give my final verdict of these sunglasses on a scale of 1 to 10. Whew, I think I'll give these I'll give these a 7 out of 10. Yeah, more like a 6. You know, I think these need a little bit more pizzazz. You know, they probably should have did something a little cool with the temples, a little blockier, because it kind of looks, I don't know, to me a little uneven with the styling. You know, we got something really cool and bold, but the temples are just, you know, I mean, you can still have them thin, but do something with them. I don't know. And for $207, I mean, that's a lot for sunglasses, but not a whole lot for designer. So, you know, on the cheaper end for entry-level designer glasses, these are probably really good and worth it in that aspect, but honestly I would save the money and get some meta glasses. They're way cooler, pretty stylish too, and you can do a lot more with them. I would honestly, if you're gonna go designer, do something bold, get some Versace's or something, or get some Gucci aviators. I think that would also suit you better than these. So yeah, I would say they're not really worth it unless you're looking for something simple, entry-level designer glasses. And yeah, I think that's all needs to be said for Saint Laurent aviator sunglasses. They always have like some weird style go with these. So these are Saint Laurent SL176, aka the popular pair, the ones that everybody are getting. But yeah, I think that's all needs to be said. So like and share for that YouTube, everyone. As well as subscribe. Any support would just be awesome. And I'll see you guys in the next video.